Now what we do here is, this is the first drawing which is done outside on the spot.
Yeah.
A drawing.
Whereabouts is that?
Side door, St Mary's Church, Woodbridge.
Excellent.
And you do a drawing on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
You sit like that, drawing. Then we do a line drawing. Just a line drawing the size of the plate.
Yeah.
And all the lines, you see the lines there.
Yep, yep.
Then that is traced. You trace that on tracing paper, traced on tracing paper. And then it's reversed backwards and traced with yellow carbon paper to show up on the copper, you see. That shows up on the copper. And that's the process. You trace the whole thing onto the copper, and the copper is given a coat of dry point varnish to take the shine off, so you can see the actual copper. Otherwise it shines so much, and you can't see the reflection.
Mm-hmm.
This is the copper plate, which is already engraved. That's the plate engraved, which it's already been traced and all onto the plate. And what we do is, when you've got the drawing on the plate, we do the lines first. And there's two. This is a diamond point, industrial diamond, and that's an ordinary steel point. And what we do is do all the lines first. All the lines are drawn on the copper plate first, you see, on there first, and get the lines right.
Yeah.
And then a print is taken on the press,
Uh-huh.
through the press, and you get all the lines. Well, some lines might be too dark, and some maybe not enough. Well, if they're too dark or got too much burr, you scrape the burr off with a scraper. You just take the burr off, you see, or you can just burnish.
And that makes the line finer, so there's not so much ink.
So it's not so much ink, you see.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And then, if they're not deep enough, you can just go over them again, you see. Then we take a print of just the lines only. And when they're correct, you take a trial proof, perhaps 2 trial proofs to get the lines right. And then they are the shading is done. The shading is done with the point, cross hatching. The shading is all done with the cross hatch. You see, cross hatch over,
yep.
And this thing's there. And this being stonework, flint stone, there's a little tool there, and you just gently, with this little hammer, just go over the plate, and it gives the effect of stonework, you see.
Uh-huh.
You just tap it gently over and gives the stonework, you see. And there's another small burnisher there to get in between fine lines if you want, and a little wheel you can make a tone with. There. This tool is for cutting copper. Rather than a hacksaw, you get a straight edge, draw it along, and then it breaks, and you don't get any, and you don't hurt the plate.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that tool.
You cut the plate and just break it.
Uh-huh.
And and that plate is the engraved plate, all ready to print. This is called a jigger.
A gigger?
Jigger.
Jigger.
This is called a jigger, yes. And rags in there and everything is ready.
Yep.
And then we've got the ink is mixed there. And as this is the first one, we get a little ink and just rub it into the lines. You can see the image beginning to form, and then even the ink out. And then we can just and then we do first, then we put a bit of that's magnesium carbonate on your hand, just a bit of on your hand, and just and then it brings out the lines. And then the edges are cleaned. You must clean the edges, otherwise you get black lines around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put it on the press. Piece of tissue paper on that to keep it clean. We put it on there. And then we come to the damped paper. We take a sheet of damped paper from under the blotting paper, a sheet of damped paper, which you always put on the side, the right side, which is that side with the watermark, the right side, and then that is, the paper is put on and laid on the dampened paper. Then we put on a backing piece of paper, piece of newsprint, just to keep the damp off the blankets. This is what they call the fronting blanket, which is soft and presses into the plate. This is hard to press it in. This is to give clearance on the roller. And then the whole thing goes through. You just have to take it slowly without coming on the plate. And we'll see. And that is the print. And they have to be, the ink is wet, it has to be laid to dry.
How long do they take to dry normally?
Well, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days. And then what we do is, I've got one here which is being done and dried, and then they're put between blotting paper and put in this press, built up in stacks and pressed so that they're dry, and then they're taken out about half an hour, and then new sheets are interleaved until the whole thing is flat and dry, and that is a flattened complete print. This is a finished one framed.